Hey everybody. I just back from my class. I go to a class 2 nights a week with a mentor of mine, meditation philosophy class, and I often get very inspired. And I've learned enough to know that when I'm inspired in the way that I'm inspired right now, it's time to act on it. I think if you've never read the book 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, I highly recommend that you checking that out. But the gist of it is that when we have an inspiration to act on something that we know is good for us, we have 5 seconds to act, or else then our brain will start to create all sorts of reasons why we shouldn't do it. So we count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm acting. So what I'm doing here is challenging myself and you along with me to a 100-day challenge. Whoa, you might say 100 days. What are you talking about? That's a long time. But as you heard in my recent video that I did about addiction and habit formation, 100 days is a really solid number based on brain science. 100 days is a really solid number for really solidifying a new habit and breaking into a new level of being. And that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. And so in an introduction to this, I want to tell you a little story. And then I want to tell you a story about the chick and the egg. And the chick is born into a cozy egg. And it's surrounded by yolk. And in this egg, it's eating. And all it is, it's surrounded by this golden, delicious yolk. And when it eats this yolk, it does what it's in its nature to do, which is to grow. But as it grows, hey, long time no see. As it grows, the chick is in the egg and it's eating its yolk. And as it grows, a couple things starts to happen. One, it starts to run out of yolk. And then the other thing starts to happen, it starts to get crowded. It starts to get pressed up against its shell. And eventually there's no yolk. So now the chick is kind of in a tough spot because it's really crowded, it's really claustrophobic, it's really stuffy, there's no food left, it's crapping on itself, and it doesn't know anything else other than the shell life for its whole existence. So thankfully it has on its beak something that can help it break through the shell. And when it does, when it starts breaking through the shell, if we were going to add human characteristics to this chick, we might think this chick has no idea what's on the other side of the shell. In fact, it probably assumes that it's just another bigger shell because that's all it's ever known. But the fact of the matter is that it has no way to know. Now, this is a free-range chick, okay? This is a happy chick. This isn't a caged chick. It has no way to know that when it breaks through the shell, not only will it not be another shell, but it'll be beautiful, rich soil, grass, worms, bugs, brothers, sisters, cousins, a mother hen, the big, beautiful sky, weather, nature, a world infinitely bigger than it ever could have imagined. And this analogy is likened to how we grow as human beings. We come up against shells. And when we come up against these shells, we have to break through them. But what we often do is we feel that claustrophobic feeling, that stuffy feeling, that frustrated feeling. We feel it, and then we dissipate the energy, the power required to break through the shell through emotional reacting. So we react, we blow our top, we get angry, we get depressed, whatever. We go and binge watch a bunch of Netflix, we go and eat a bunch of food. We do something to numb that discomfort, that uncomfortable claustrophobic energy. And then what that does is actually shrinks our energy so that the shell feels more cozy and familiar again. Oh, cozy, comfy, familiar shell. But what we really need to do if we want to grow and level up as a human being is break through the shell. And that takes courage to go into the unknown. But little do we know that there is something so much more amazing than the shell available to us. Okay? So I'm challenging myself right now because I'm up against a shell. I've noticed that I'm up against a shell in my life the last week or two. and I want to break through this shell. So I'm challenging myself to this 100-day challenge, and I'm challenging you as well. Now, the point is not for you to do what I'm going to do. The point is that I guarantee you right now, if you just check in for a second, I guarantee you right now, if you check in for a second, that you know that there is something that you could do, that if you did it for the next 100 days consistently, it could be small, medium, large. If you did it for the next 100 days consistently, you know that you would be a different human being at the end of that 100 days. And you know that you would level up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, all of the above. And you would be a completely different person at the end of that 100 days. I don't know what that thing is for you right now, but I know there's something. And I know that it's calling you right now as I'm asking you this, and as I'm talking to you about this, something for you to break through the next shell that you need to break through in order to become more of the person that you're meant to be, more of the person that you're designed to be in this life, full of joy, openness, love, kindness, and awareness. So I'm going to look at my notes because this is new ideas to me, and this all just came to me. So the point is that 100 days of anything that's beneficial to you, that'll help you break through the shell into the unknown to level up and perhaps go many levels up at the end of this 100 days. I don't know what that is for you, but part of it is, so for me, it's going to be, I'm going to tell you some of my particulars. I'm not going to tell you all of my particulars, but again, the point is not for you to copy me. This is what I need to do, what I know I need to do in the next 100 days. And I am going to wake up at 5 in the morning every day, regardless. Okay? And here's something that I want to talk about, the difference between being committed and the difference between being interested or excited about a goal. If we're interested in a goal and we think it's a good idea, we'll have tons of excuses as to why we can't follow through on it, tons of them. And we'll believe them and we'll buy into them and we won't follow through. But if we're committed, we'll do whatever it takes. I thank John Osseroff for that quote, the difference between being interested and committed. Okay? So I'm going to wake up at 5 in the morning every day. I'm telling you because that's going to help me stay accountable. I'm going to report back here every single day to let you know that I've done it. And you can do the same through comments, adding, telling me what number day you're on. If you want to tell us what you're doing, if you want to ask questions, go for it. Okay? So I'm going to wake up every day at 5 a.m. I'm going to do my little morning routine that I do. Again, not going to get into specifics, but if you have questions, let me know. I'm going to do my meditation practice. Again, not going to get into specifics because it's not appropriate right now. Then I'm going to take a cold shower every single day for the next 100 days. I'm going to take a cold shower, and that is going to help me change my chemistry. And then at night, I'm going to do a certain meditation practice before I go to bed. For the next 100 days, no matter what, I don't care if I'm tired, I don't care if I'm sick, and guess what? The universe is listening, and it's going to throw challenges at me, and I know that, and I'm going to need to rely on you for support, and the other people that I'm going to challenge specifically that are close to me in my life, namely wife. Hello, dear. I challenge you to do this 100 days with me, and I challenge you to keep me accountable to me doing my 100 days, and to let me keep you accountable to your 100 days. And I'm going to challenge a few more people before we get done here. And so that's it. That's what I'm going to do, okay? The other thing is that every single day, I'm going to live my life through a particular lens, because here's a law of nature that you can take to the bank. What you focus on grows. That is a for better or worse principle. What you notice, what you pay attention to, what you give your energy to. So there's a lot of people, there's a saying, our God is what we worship. But what we worship is not necessarily what we say we worship. What we worship is actually what we spend most of our time thinking about, feeling, and acting upon. That's our God. Some people's God is money. Some people's God is sex. Some people's God is worry. Some people's God is complaining. Some people's God is love. Some people's God is compassion. Some people's God is wisdom. What are you focused on? So every day of the week, I'm going to focus on one of the main qualities that I believe is true of our human nature, universally. On Mondays, I'm going to focus on joy and the color gold. And I'm in yellow, and I'm going to tell myself, I'm going to link my brain up and say, every time I notice yellow or gold, I'm going to think of joy and I'm going to invoke joy in my life. And I'm going to be grateful for all the reasons in my life that I'm joyful, and I'm going to spread joy. That's Monday. On Tuesdays, it's going to be openness, and it's going to be the color of sky blue. And I'm going to link my mind up to every single time I see sky blue, I'm going to be open, and I'm going to consider what would it be like to be more open. On Wednesdays, it's going to be love. And love is going to be related to the color green. Every single time I see green, I'm going to think, how can I be more loving today? How can I be more loving internally and externally? On Thursdays, it's going to be kindness, and that's going to be the color red. And every single time I see red, I'm going to link my brain up, because what we focus on, we become. What we focus on grows. I'm going to link the color red to the virtue of kindness. And every single time I see red, I'm going to be more kind. And then on Fridays, it's going to be awareness, and that's going to be the color white. And every single time I see white, I'm going to be more and more aware. How can I be more and more aware? On Saturdays, it's going to be surrender, the concept of letting go, of trusting, of just trusting that all is right in the world. And so surrender and trust, these things go together. And sometimes it doesn't matter if I don't believe it all the time, or if I don't feel it all the time. This is a cultivation, this is a practice. So surrender and trust is going to be Saturdays, and that's going to be purple. What I focus on grows. So the more I focus on it, the more I'll notice it. The more I notice it, the more it will become my reality. And then on Sunday is going to be gratitude. And gratitude is going to be all the colors of the rainbow, because gratitude is the super virtue that links us up to our higher nature. And so on Sundays, it's going to be gratitude. Okay? So that's part of the challenge too, is that every single day I'm not only going to do the things that I'm going to do at 5 in the morning and do the things that I'm going to do before bed, but I'm also going to live my life through the lens of these virtues every single day. And I'm going to check back in here. I'm going to tell you what day I'm on. I'm going to tell you about my progress. I'm going to tell you about insights. And I'm going to tell you what the virtue of the day is. And I'm going to ask for you guys to do the same. Whoever's going to take the challenge, the gauntlet is thrown. You're going to do whatever it is that you know that you need to do for the next 100 days to level up, whatever that is. And again, I know 100 days seems like daunting. That's a long time. But I'm not really your average, kind of half-assed kind of guy. My whole theme is wholehearted. So this is wholehearted. You want to know the truth? It takes 100 days to create a new habit. That's the neuroscience. That's the best science has out there for us right now. 100 days, and then that whatever you do for the next 100 days will become easy and automatic. But it's going to take work to get there. It's going to be hard. There's going to be days when you don't want it. Even if you agree to something really small, there's going to be days where you have all sorts of reasons and excuses why you don't want to do it. And you got to do it anyway. And so part of this is this group will give us some accountability, and having to check in will give you accountability. And that's what I'm going to use you guys for. If no one else does this with me, that's fine. I'm still going to have this forum as a way to keep me accountable, plus the other people that I challenge that are close to me in my life, like my wife. And so that's it, 100 days. And then what else? Again, I'm looking at my notes again. Don't mind me. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I think you guys get the point. So I'm starting today, because again, when I have an inspiration like this, I know that I need to start now. So it's not start tomorrow. I'm starting now. I thought of this idea about 30 minutes ago, and I'm starting now. And so I'm going to do my meditation practice tonight that I'm agreeing to start, but that's still going to be day 0. Day 0 is a real thing. 0 is a real number. There's no such thing as nothing. Everything comes from 0. Everything comes from nothing. Everything comes from source. So 0 is the inspiration day. I'm starting now. I'm starting tonight. Tomorrow morning is going to be 1. I'm going to wake up at 5 in the morning. I'm going to check in with you guys at some point, probably right away, but I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. And this is all, I'm just making this up in the moment. And I hope that you'll join me. And I invite you to ask questions, even if you think I don't know the answer. I will do my best to find an answer for you, or some tools for you that will help you with whatever your obstacles are. If I don't know them personally, I'll try to find them. And again, my purpose here is to build a movement. My purpose here is to build a wholehearted movement. I'm not the only person doing something like this. In fact, I love it. I have a win-win attitude about this. There are so many people that are doing things like this. There are so many other people that you could find inspiration for. And maybe this is not the best forum for you, and there are others, but there are so many people doing stuff like this. And the more we do it, the more we join together, the more we're collective, the more we form a community, then the more that exponential power comes from that. We both get inspired, we inspire others, but we also create a community. And so for a long time, I've poo-pooed the social media thing, and I've kind of put it down, and I'm not doing that anymore because I've actually seeing the way that it gives us an opportunity to reach so many more people. So there we go. Tomorrow's virtue of the day is joy. What you focus on, you become. What you focus on, you grows. Your God is what you worship, and what you worship is the results that you get. So joy, and the colors yellow and gold, is tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing your comments and to see who's joining me. And it doesn't matter if you don't start right away on day one. Like, some people might not even see this video for a couple weeks from now. It's never too late to start, and it's never too late to start over. So get started. I know that something in your heart right now is telling you, yes, if I did that for the next 100 days, I would shine like a rock star. I would be badass, and it will change my life for the better. So I challenge my wife, Tanya Glenn. I'm gonna tag you if I can do that here. And I challenge Spencer Young. You're not on Facebook, but someone's gonna show this to you, maybe your wife. I challenge you, dude. And all right, Gio's in. Awesome, super sweet. So let's share this with people. Share it with, share it as far and wide as we can, because the more momentum, it'll just be much more fun, right? It'll be if there are more people involved, and we'll learn a lot more from each other. And so I challenge my kids want to do this. 100 days might be intense for them, but I'm going to help them maybe with an abbreviated version. They want to do it with me. They're like, Dad, could I come down and do it with you? I'm like, no, you got to go to bed. But they're going to be able to watch this in the morning and think about something they want to do for the next 100 days, and I'll help them stay accountable in a kid-friendly way. And that's it. Here's from my heart to yours. I love you very much, and I look forward to going on this journey with you. Share this video, because this is going to be fun and exciting, and we're going to learn a lot. And ciao. Love you.